Episode 1 of The Hunting Party begins with two guards transporting a man's body on a stretcher to a room inside what appears to be a high-security prison housing dangerous criminals. The prison, located in Cheyenne, Wyoming, lies hidden beneath a barn. Suddenly, a massive explosion destroys the entire facility, blowing open the cells and releasing the inmates. The shockwave even reaches two security guards who were leaving the premises after finishing their shift. The scene then shifts to Portsmouth, Virginia, where we meet Bex Henderson, a former FBI agent specializing in criminal profiling. She now works as part of a casino security team, catching cheaters. Bex's day is interrupted by the arrival of Diane Sherman, her former boss, who asks her to come to Webb Air Force Base in Wyoming. There, she meets Jacob Hassani, a White House advisor, and Elizabeth Mallory, the Attorney General. Mallory asks for Bex's help in capturing Richard Harris, the man seen at the beginning of the episode. Harris was Bex's first case alongside her former partner, Oliver Odell, with whom she apparently ended things on bad terms. The story flashes back to when Bex and Oliver were searching for a missing girl named Sam. Oliver interrogates a main suspect aggressively, dousing him with gasoline and setting him on fire until the man confesses the girl's location, a cabin in the woods. Bex rescues Sam just before she freezes to death, but this incident marks a turning point in her partnership with Oliver. Back in the present, we learn that Harris murdered 7 women. During his arrest, police discovered his 8th victim, Nicole Westin, unconscious in his basement. As a child, Harris endured severe physical and emotional abuse from his mother, a trauma that drove him to replicate similar patterns of cruelty. He would abduct his victims, sedate them, and inject ammonium sulfate into their eyes to blind them. Bex is shocked to hear about the mission because, as far as she knows, Harris was executed in 2017. Hassani then reveals the truth, or at least part of it. Harris did not die by lethal injection. Instead, he was transferred to a maximum security prison called The Pit, hidden within a nuclear missile complex. For the past 30 years, The Pit has housed the world's most dangerous criminals. 2 nights ago, a gas buildup in the ventilation system caused a massive explosion, destroying the facility. Few survived, including the warden, but Harris escaped. Hassani explains that Harris strangled the 2 guards seen earlier, stole their uniforms, and discarded his prison attire. Bex agrees to help find Harris. Joining the team is Shane Florence, a prison guard and expert in detentions, who is determined to avenge the deaths of his colleagues. The team learns that Harris kidnapped another woman during his escape, Corinne Mathis, a veterinary student who worked at a local animal hospital. Bex deduces that Harris took Corinne to the hospital to steal sedatives. She rushes to the scene, finds Corinne locked in a cage, and is attacked by Harris with pepper spray. After a brief fight, Harris escapes again, and kidnaps another woman in the process. With no clues about Harris's whereabouts, Shane offers access to Harris's digital therapy sessions. But first, if you're enjoying this recap, please remember to subscribe to our channel. That really helps us a lot. With no clues about Harris's whereabouts, Shane offers access to Harris's digital therapy sessions, which were stored on a server outside the prison. In the recordings, Harris is seen embroidering a sunflower on a piece of cloth as he tells his therapist that his victims were gifts, and recalls his mother's advice to never leave a job unfinished. Bex realizes Harris is heading to Durango, Colorado to find Nicole Westin, the woman who survived his arrest. Nicole has a sunflower tattoo on her shoulder, a sign that Harris intends to finish what he started. During the trip, Bex and Shane open up about their pasts. Bex shares that her desire to join the FBI began at age 15 when she discovered her best friend's father was a serial killer. Shane recounts his years in the military before working at the Pit. When they arrive at Nicole's house, more secrets come to light. Hassani confesses to Bex that the Pit was not just a prison but also a research facility, where criminal behavior was studied through experiments and therapy sessions. The Pit's mission is to stop individuals before they become serial killers. The team plans to use Nicole as bait to lure Harris. Despite her reluctance, Nicole agrees. Surveillance is set up at her home, but Harris is already watching from a distance. When he breaks in, Nicole attacks him with a shovel, but he overpowers her. Harris wants everyone to know what happened to him in the Pit, but Hassani shoots him at point-blank range, killing him. Afterward, Bex comforts Nicole, trying to explain how Harris survived, while Shane and Hassani find the gas station girl locked in the trunk of Harris's car. And here's where we reach the surprising plot twist. When Harris said his victims were gifts, he meant they were gifts for Nicole. Yes, Nicole is the real serial killer. She helped Harris kill his victims, and when police cornered Harris, she pretended to be one of his victims to save herself. Without hesitation, Bex shoots Nicole in the shoulder and subdues her. On the flight back, Hassani shares his motivation. He wants to create a safer world for his children. Bex reveals that she adopted Sam, the girl she rescued years ago, to give her a chance at a better life. Then Hassani invites Bex to join his team to track down the other escaped prisoners. Back at the airbase, Bex is introduced to the pit's director, and, surprise, it's Oliver. He admits he requested her involvement because she's the best agent he's ever worked with. He also reveals that the explosion at the pit was no accident but a jailbreak orchestrated by someone very high up. Oliver also reveals that the number of escaped criminals is far higher than authorities are reporting, as we see Nicole locked inside a shipping container, stacked among hundreds more. And that's it for episode 1 of The Hunting Party. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for the next recap of another new wonderful show.